How is it going, everybody? We're back with another amazing Moon Man experience, talk, conversation, whatever you want to label it. This time around, I got Crypto Sonic, Lieutenant of Deep Profits and the founder of SuperNova Racing. And I'm announcing it now. If you didn't see the Twitter post, they have brought me on. They want me a part of the team. And I said, say no more. So, man, how are you doing? And thank you for the invitation and the amazing freaking patchwork you guys did for me. Thank you so much. How are you doing, man?
Love the intro, man. Love the intro. Thanks for having me. First of all, huge fan of yours, huge fan of all you do. So I feel very blessed to be here and talking to you. This is awesome, man. I'm doing great.
Let's go. Yeah, and the background I picked for this one is pretty top tier. I like it a lot. It's simple, but it says like explosion and speed and demon time. It's the energy is high on this one. Um,
Love it.
Hell yeah, man. So yeah, just give me a background. Give the people a background of your whole thing in the Star Atlas metaverse, how you came to be, as well as maybe just your life background, and then we can jump into the good stuff.
Yeah, man, for sure. So I guess, I definitely don't have a background in cryptocurrency, so I'm
Hmm.
fairly new to the space still. I actually have a background in electrical, so I am a journeyman electrician, and probably around 6, 7 months ago, I decided that it's time for me to hop into the crypto space and really kind of dive into it. And believe it or not, I kind of quit my job, and I had a whole bunch of friends and family that were in the crypto space, and I started a VC with my cousin, and it was just kind of I was kind of trying to figure out a new take on cryptocurrencies that just from my experience with my family, what
Hmm.
what they've been doing with DeFi and all that stuff, and the metaverse kind of popped up, and I definitely consider myself a gamer. I've been playing video games pretty much my whole life. I still play online with a bunch of my lifelong friends from back at home. It's a way for me to stay connected. So the metaverse really kind of attracted me, and so I decided to kind of dive into that and just kind of bring that to the table to what we're doing with the VC and everything. And I stumbled across Star Atlas. And actually, believe it or not, Star Atlas was the very first Twitter thread that I wrote. And it was the best Twitter thread that I've like from like a view standpoint. I think I
Hmm.
got like 800 views and 800 retweets. Like Michael
Damn.
Wagner retweeted it. I was like, man,
Yeah.
this is crazy. And this is the very first one that I wrote, and I was like, man, this community is just so lit, and I was just loving it. And I just kept kind of going, kept grinding away,
Hell
and
yeah.
and finally I just got like super into this game and this community, and I just fell in love, and I'm here to stay.
Yeah, that's an amazing background, and I do gotta say, this community is crazy. Like, it's turned up to the max, and that's where my motivation comes from. Like, I'm already a motivated person, and I know you are too, and I know a lot of us are. But like, just the energy that the community gives back to us, and the way we all pump each other up, just it makes us all move so much differently than we normally would, and it ends up just being something special.
Yeah,
That's
man,
fucking
there's nothing
awesome.
like it.
It's facts. You're not lying. You're not lying, man. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about maybe why Deep Profit was the place that you decided to go to. What turned you on
Yeah,
about that? Yeah.
for sure, man. So like for me, I've always wanted to be a part of, like, I always liked being a part of like a tight knit group,
Hmm.
and I always liked the idea of being involved with a smaller guild. There's obviously benefits and there's disadvantages of being a smaller guild, but I just like the idea that you can connect quicker, and it's just a smaller family feel. So I really kind of connected with them, and I really liked Xcode. I really liked the whole crew that's in there. So I decided to kind of browse around and check out other guilds, and I still am a part of other guilds discords and everything, but Deep Profits really resonated with me, so I decided to kind of stick it out with them and kind of contribute as much as I can with Deep Profits.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And what about this Supernova Racing? We were just in the Twitter Spaces talking about it, and you invited me into the Discord a few days back. But this is what I'm really excited about. Let's go dive deep into that. Tell the
Yeah,
world
dude.
about Supernova Racing. Let's go.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, man. It's been fun. Like we actually just rolled this out, I don't know, like just over a week ago. And it's been we've had such good feedback from it. So we decided just to go with it. So essentially as I mentioned, I really wanted to contribute to Deep Profits and I really wanted to kind of find something that is kind of unique and hasn't really been done in Star Atlas just yet. And I was browsing around, and I like collaborating with artists, and I really want to bring artists into the space as well. So at first, I created these patches, and I was trying toying around with different logos and helping other guilds out, and I just kind of there was this one meeting, this one town hall where Michael Wagner mentioned something about him being a racing fan, and I just kind of was like, oh, okay, like okay, so Michael Wagner's a racing fan, and like we do have these racing ships,
Hmm.
and I just kind of felt like it's been this kind of little forgotten thing about this game, and like even if you look at the economic paper, like they specify sporting activities and racing, and they even mention in the economic paper that it'll be one of the very first additions in the game, right? So it's it kind of clicked, and I was like, you know what, let's make a racing team. So we came up with Supernova Racing, which is the Deep Profits racing team, and then we just kind of started talking and browsing different ideas, and it just came to us. We're like, let's just get everyone on board. Let's get this racing thing out there. Let's get the hype train going. Let's make a league and just build it on that and just see where it goes. And it's been awesome since then. It's just been, yeah, we got, I think, like 20 teams so far,
Yeah.
and it's building.
Yeah, no, it makes sense that so I mean somebody was bound to do it, right? And that's so cool
Totally.
that you get to hold that rank and that title. And I'm definitely a part you know what I mean? Congratulations, bro. Flowers to you. Somebody had to do it. And
Thanks, man.
I expected nothing less than it to what am I trying to say here? I'm just babbling words. But anyways, I expected nobody else to do it but, Speedster himself, Crypto Sonic. It makes sense. It
It had to. It was
had
funny because
to.
I was looking at it like, man, like it just kind of ties in with my name too.
It
Like
does.
I gotta do this. I gotta roll with this. Let's just go with it.
It does. It does, man. It fits well. And you know, playing like Star Citizen for myself, like I finally got the game working, and I had all these aspirations and ambition to like do all this stuff that would probably be in the Star Atlas game. And I put my hand on that thruster, I put my, throttle, whichever one you want to call it. I put my hand on that joystick, and oh, buddy, do I not want to do a mission. The only thing I want to do is fly this damn ship and get faster and better and better and better at it. I could care less if I have to shoot anybody, if I have to go on a mission. Like, this thing is just fun to be in when it comes to flying ships. And so I'm so ready for this. You know, and yeah, man.
It's
So
gonna be
let's
awesome. It's gonna be interesting to see how they structure it. How they're gonna plan on involving racing in the game. Is it gonna be on the land? Is it gonna be on a planet? Is it gonna be like Star Citizen flying around space? Like it's gonna be cool to
right.
see how they do it.
Well, I'm going to clip this later. And right here, I want to ask you the question. You're speaking to the Star Atlas team. They're for sure going to see this, at least this clip. I know they will. What do you want to see implemented into the Star Atlas game that will benefit Supernova Racing and racing in general?
Oh man, I just I would love for our league and just like I guess I'll say this,
Hmm.
our league that we're forming, it's community run. That Supernova Racing, at the moment it has the Deep Profits logo, but we're probably going to change that to encompass, the league itself.
Right.
But I want that community feel to be implemented into the game, right? I mean, I have so many different ideas of how the racing should be structured and everything, but when it comes to what I want this Star Atlas team to implement would be just in general the whole community. And if we can get this league, for example, implemented into the game somehow, whether it is through some sort of standings or rankings, or I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think they will, right? I can't speak for what they're going to do, but knowing that we have 4 to 5 years of the development of the game, but also 4 to 5 years of you, truly building this into something special. I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
one of those things like you ask and you shall receive, and I think they will. So what kind of racing do you want to see happen? Do you want to see, same ship classes racing against each other, only the same ships racing against each other, free for all matches? What kind of maybe ship courses do you want to see? Some on land, some in space,
Yeah.
yeah, go crazy with it. Go crazy with it.
Yeah, man. I mean, we definitely have, been talking about how they're going to structure it. And I think, obviously, if you're going to have different style of ships, different racing ships involved in the same race, like obviously, there's going to be, you'd have to balance it somehow, right?
Hmm.
So that's where we think that maybe, they'll start off with the same ship style races, same models racing each other, just because it's a little bit simpler to structure it that way. But I think it'd be pretty sweet if, you can modify your own ship and just have it in the race against other ships that are completely different models. I think that'd be pretty cool as well if you can somehow incorporate that into the game, because at the end of the day, a lot of these ships are going to be modifiable, right? So, there's been, even Xcode mentioned he wants to modify the hero to race, right? Obviously, a hero against like a thimble air bike would be kind of unfair, but if you can balance it somehow to kind of
Yeah.
create that comedic, have some comedy in it as well, I think that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, kind of like in real racing, like in real life, as well as like, you see this a lot in like Forza, right? You have different classes. You can pick any car, you can have any type of parts on it, as long as it falls in
Exactly.
that class point system. Then do whatever the hell you want and race that bad boy. I think that would
Yeah.
definitely be pretty cool. What's the other thing I was
Yeah.
gonna say? Go ahead,
when
go.
it comes to, like, the actual races and stuff, obviously, having it in deep space and having kind of like what, Star Citizen and even Elite Dangerous are doing, flying through space and everything. I think that's pretty cool from the perspective of, training your flight skills essentially, right? That being said, I do think that having some sort of land races where your ships are close to land and going through different landmarks would be
Hmm.
awesome as well. Like that's really cool too. Going through like caverns and flying over lakes or whatever it may be. Having limitations of how high you can fly, for example. I think that'd be awesome from like a visual perspective.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I talked about it in the Twitter Spaces that we were just in like 2 hours ago. I'm sure this clip will be seen by the team rather than that talk. But I did want to bring up and highlight what I said about racing. What I think should definitely be thought about by the team is when it comes to like viewers that actually that want to watch these races. What
100%.
whether it's on land or it's on in space, I think it would be really cool to have designated areas that are, the race course. However, it's built, it has an invisible force field around it. So, you go through your obstacles, you do your race, but obviously, if you go too far out, you'll hit that wall and it's invisible. But when you hit it, it'll actually, you'll see
Yeah.
that crash and effect happen. That'll be great. But also for the viewers, I definitely think that there should be like stands and a hangar large enough for audience to come and park their ships. They land there and then they get out of their ships. They pay a toll fee. Mind you, this is all in space. It's hovering a
Yeah.
hangar, and they park their ship. They pay their fee. They walk through the see-through tunnel to sit in the audience, which the stands that the audience sit in is hovering. It's just in midair, and they sit there and they can watch the race. So yeah, I don't want to take up too much time of you talking, but that is something I want
No,
to see.
100%, man. Yeah. Having some sort of, racetrack that has like the stands involved in it where, you can have bets being placed and
Yes.
flying through and like having like kind of like influenced by Star Wars and having all these little creatures in the stands cheering you
Yes.
on and everything and like having an announcer announcing the race. I think that'd be sweet. And I don't know, we touched on it in your Twitter space too, but like,
Mhm.
having an idea of, having some sort of drone attached to each ship or some sort of way for
Yes.
a drone to film these races and have them, you know, um, depicted into like this big screen above the
Yep.
stands where, people can even, park their ships into it and just kind of view the race from the screen as well would be pretty sweet.
Yes, we need that, and then we need somebody like, Atlas Theory and the Hollywood team, right, to, be the
100%.
announcers and, so they're up in up in the
Yeah.
skybox and they're announcing the races and stuff like that, and that's gonna be a career itself, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love like hype and everything too. So just having, the announcers and then having, before each race, for example, all the actual racers and their teams having their own like maybe little mini intro to the
Mhm.
race, being like, I don't know, here is Moon Man and then like just having like your character pop up in the car or something and like
Right.
drive up to the line or something. I think would be sweet as well.
Yeah, that would be dope, that would be dope, and this race is brought to you by SuperNova Racing.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
Crypto Sonic. I don't know. We're just
Ready
having
Player
fun with
One
it.
style, man. Just like having go the full length and just make like sweet intro videos, announcers, huge stands of fans where you can place bets. I think that'd be pretty sweet. I think it could definitely be a great way to create some friendly rivalries between guilds and a fun
hmm
way to kind of, um, get the ego up of some and it's just bragging rights at that point.
Hell yeah, and pink slips. Playing for keys. Have
100%.
have some type of mode where we can people can put their ships on the line and empty out that bank account, if it gets too crazy. It'd be amazing. It'd be hilarious.
Totally, man. It'd be awesome. It'd be pretty sweet. I mean, obviously, there's always the option of creating some sort of you know way that you can destroy each other on the racetrack would be pretty sweet too.
Yeah.
Obviously, like shooting or having a gun attachment or some kind of cool ability where maybe when you're flying, it's kind of like you know, inspired by Mario, where you like fly through a little checkpoint and you get something, or
hmm
fly through a square and you get like an ability or something. I think that'd be pretty sweet too.
Yeah, a
Just
bunch of little
having
rings like in Sonic.
yeah, exactly. You fly through a ring and you can use it to shoot like a laser at somebody and like disable their vehicle for a second, or I don't know, something along those lines. I think that'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah, that would be like a crazy arcade version. That would be dope. It would be
Yeah,
pretty nuts. It'd be pretty nuts.
yeah, for sure.
I was talking to Dream and Dragon, and he was talking about how he thinks that racing is going to be really cool because that's going to be like the thing that brings everybody together. That's the place where
For sure.
it won't be too crazy when it comes to like war and stuff like that. Now obviously I do believe that there should be some race modes where it's like a death race and you do get to shoot each other, but he was saying that there's going to be some modes obviously that should be that brings everybody together when they're sick and tired of maybe losing all their assets and they can't be in the high risk zone anymore or the medium zone. They just need to be in the safe zone racing. That gets fun too.
Totally, man. Yeah, I think there's so many different ways that you can go with it, and I do think that it's going to be probably one of the first game modes available in Unreal Engine 5, just because of the technical aspects of building out a game is much easier to build out a racing version or a racing mini game than it is a lot of different other ways. But I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty cool to see what they do.
I totally agree. And while we're on the topic of Star Atlas, what did you think about that video they released, man? That 2 minute clip that we've all
Yeah,
been
man.
waiting for, to see more into what they've been building.
I think it's great. I mean, again, going back to the community, and part of the reason I think the community is so strong within Star Atlas is because of the team, and they really kind of include everybody in it. And I think that that video kind of proved that, after that release, you can see how much excitement there was within the community, and even like the ship started getting bought out, and Polis went up just from that video, right? So
Hmm.
it's I do think that they do need to, consider doing that a little bit more often. But I do think that it's going to be something that is going to happen as the game progresses, as the game development progresses. They're going to be releasing these clips. But kind of going back to that specific clip, I think it's pretty sweet. Like just looking at the scale of that Titan ship, and obviously, being able to run around the hangar and go inside your ships is just so cool. I think once that showroom is released, there's going to be a next level engagement from the community.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a great video, and I also do think that I would love to see more, stuff like that, throughout the process, and like you said, as they
Oh,
progress, they should definitely be giving us more and more. But I definitely wish we could see something like that every single day.
I know. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I
No, it
could
was good.
if I could pay like, $1,000 to get like access to, like a Patreon, right? Like to bigger leaks of, 5 days a week they give us a video leak, but you just have to pay a one-time subscription of like $1,000. I'm in. Take my money.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
For
um,
sure, man.
but yeah, man, what's your feelings about just a game in general, and where it's going in the future, and what does Star Atlas mean to you? You know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love the idea of being able to get finances into my hands from playing a video game. Working to play a video game is just unreal, and um, I do think that that's definitely going to be possible with Star Atlas. I think that, even just kind of going back to some of the talks I've had with people, there's been so many times where you look back at a situation, for example, Bitcoin or some other coin or something,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, man, if I only just got into that at that time, like it would be life changing. And I feel like that's the case with Star Atlas. I feel like this is ground floor of something big. And I'm super excited to have found it, and I'm super excited to be a part of it. And I do think that, anybody that has an opportunity to get in on this game right now is a great opportunity, financially speaking, and just from, a community and friendship standpoint too. The amount of people that I've met and the friends that I've acquired from this experience has been amazing, and just from the blockchain side of things too. I've learned so much from NFTs and the metaverse gaming and blockchain gaming. So it's been really great, man. I'm excited for this project.
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited. I think the community is amazing, and it's super fun to be a part of, and it's super amazing to to hang out with you guys, and meet all of you people, and just get motivated from you guys, and and I love doing the same for you all. Um how about Sonic, man? Let's talk about Sonic, cuz we
Yeah,
talked a little bit off of off recording, about that we were going to talk about this. Let's go into it, dude. I'm a huge
yeah. So
Sonic fan.
Sonic, I love that. I love that, man. Yeah. So Sonic kind of, I wasn't really. I guess we'll have to touch on like just character building in general within the space.
Hmm.
After I joined the space, I did notice that a lot of people have created their own characters and everything, and I definitely wanted to kind of do the same with myself, right? I didn't want to just come off as just some random name. So CryptoSonic popped into my mind, and Sonic itself, this was one of my good lifelong friends had a Sega Genesis back in the day, and Sonic was
Yes.
probably, Sonic the Hedgehog was one of the first video games that I ever played. Like I'm pretty sure I played Sonic before I even played Mario, and I
Same.
used to go over to his house after school, and we'd play Sega Genesis and Sonic, and it was a good experience. So I decided to go with Sonic the Hedgehog, and just kind of depict him as this kind of, I don't know. I'm a big horror fan as well, so I love horror movies. I kind of wanted to be like this dark kind of evil Sonic, So that's kind of where the name Crypto Sonic came, and just yeah, I don't know. I played with it. I went with it. So here we are.
Heck yeah, man. There was a time and a place when I used to rock and roll my Facebook profile picture as Sonic.
Did you?
Or
Nice.
not
Love that.
Sonic, sorry, not but well Sonic themed, but it was of Shadow. Shadow's my favorite. And
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah, Shadow's my favorite, but it was Sonic, the Sonic world. Um but yeah, dude, that's funny that you say the Sega Genesis, because that was like my first console that I got back when I was a kid. And yeah, Sega Genesis was
yeah.
amazing, and playing Sonic. Sega, you know.
I know, man. I
Sonic
know.
was the best.
Yeah, some good memories. Some good memories when I was a child playing that for sure.
And I've even gone as deep down the rabbit hole. Like, I was into Sonic so much at this one time, um, that I became like a huge fan of this guy named Charles Hamilton. Um,
Okay,
do you know who he is?
I've heard the name. Yeah.
Okay, so he's like a rap artist, and I'll send you a link one day. And he just makes a bunch of music, and he makes a bunch of like Sonic references, and
Oh yeah.
a lot of his covers, like his mixtape covers and album covers, are like of Sonic art and stuff. And so, and he comes up with like these crazy theories on like how life is actually just Sonic. And like, I don't know, I'll have to send you videos and stuff. But
That's
yeah,
sweet.
I freaking love Sonic, man. I definitely got some
Yeah,
games on the Switch, Sonic games.
that's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and expand on the image a little bit and create something maybe unique around Sonic and everything. So it's definitely something that I'm working on slowly,
Yeah,
and just kind of
you could create like a Sonic universe type looking character, if that makes sense, you know.
totally, man. Yeah, I really want to have some ability to create like some cool like supersonic skin, for example, for a spaceship or something. I don't know. I think that's pretty sweet too. So yeah, I definitely want to bring that into the metaverse and just kind of see where it goes and see what kind of creative things we can do with it. And that's just kind of going back to character building in general. We got to touch on that as well. I
Let's
think
do it.
that's yeah, I think that's super super important and it's super interesting. I can't wait to see everybody's metaverse characters, kind of like Ready Player One. I think that's going to be super cool to see.
Do you see yourself getting like one of the treadmills, and then like putting on a bodysuit to where you can feel like damage that's done to you, and then the VR headset? Do you see yourself getting that crazy in like 10 years?
If there's the technology for it, I definitely consider it. But I think it'd be pretty cool.
It would be cool, wouldn't it? That'd be dope.
Yeah,
That'd be
that'd be
sick.
pretty sweet.
See, at that time, like I live in an apartment right now, on the moon, of course. And if you were to like be on one of those treadmills, you know, if I were to
Yeah.
be on a treadmill, like that's one of those things, like you need a house, because you can't just be slapping your feet on that thing all day, like just bap 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 bap. You would sound like the trailer for the Star Atlas that they just released, like that. You know what I mean? That would be so annoying
Totally.
to your neighbors.
Yeah, absolutely. And annoying to like all your family members as well.
Yes, yes, yeah. Um,
So what does your husband do? I don't know.
yeah,
He
right.
lives in
He just runs on this treadmill all day, and it's loud and annoying. Um,
Yeah.
he's playing a crypto game and makes money.
Yeah. That's the most important part.
It really is. And how crazy is that blockchain gaming is finally here. It's I can't imagine I ever really thought of something like this coming around. But I mean, it always was cool to think like, oh, could I make money from gaming and stuff? And really the only thing you would ever think of is like going pro, right? But if you didn't go pro, it was
Totally.
like, you know, I don't know how to make money from gaming, unless you go pro. And now there's a way to do that. And
Yeah.
we haven't yet seen like a game fully do it. We're getting
Totally.
there close. We're kind of close to it, but I'm definitely waiting to see when it actually happens and we're all earning from it. Obviously, like Axie's doing it, but yeah. Do you play any other blockchain games? You
You
got
know,
your eyes
I
on anything?
I have my eyes on a few. Big time was one of them that I was looking into. It's pretty cool. I like Illuvium as well. I might try that one out as well. Um, but yeah, like you said, this is all still so ground floor, and just kind of going back to what I mentioned earlier in the call, where I feel like this is the time to get in on this, right? I feel like if we can, if you're in this space right now, you're in it at ground zero. And if it does grow as anticipated, I mean, it could be life changing for some people, right? So yeah, it's definitely an interesting space, and I mean, by all means, I'm still learning a lot about it. But if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Right. And I think that's the big thing that we have to attempt to do in this space is onboard these blockchain or these average gamers, right? These regular AAA gamers, because um, just a couple endeavors I've taken in the past couple of days, I'm realizing that there's a lot of people in the regular gaming world that are not too big of fans of blockchain gaming. They think it's a scam. They could care less about it, or they just think it's not ever going to come to fruition, um,
Yeah,
or they just don't know shit about crypto and stuff. And I really want to, help onboard these people and teach them like, no, this stuff actually, once you have a good running game and it makes sense and the economics are right, this makes a lot more sense than the current system of gaming. And we actually got to destroy that and jump on board with this stuff.
for sure.
Thoughts on
Yeah, I
that?
think
Yeah.
the biggest, like you said, the biggest thing, even the kind of what I went through, right? I mean, I had a lot of family members and a lot of friends in the crypto space for years before I went into it, and I was in the same boat as a lot of these players. And I think it all stems from just not understanding it, you know. And that's kind of where my head was at too. Is like I don't really understand this, and I just feel like it's so confusing, and I don't want to risk, my assets, my money that I've worked so hard at, to lose it in a matter of seconds, right? But once once you start understanding, the basics, and just kind of realizing the community that's behind the space and how uplifting everybody is and how helpful everybody is, I think people will really start, gaining traction and coming on board. But I do think from a gaming standpoint, it's a matter of time when it comes to the actual game developments. I think we're still waiting for that big game that really wows us, that
Hmm.
really is like, oh wow, like this is it. Like this is something that's gonna onboard the masses from the gaming industry.
Do you is there any game that you have in mind that might, be in development or has a little leg up on when it comes to development on Star Atlas? Not better than Star Atlas, but just might be available to the public to play and actually earn big from, that's better than
You know,
Axie. Like, you know what I mean? That's like better
yeah,
than
it's
Axie and
tough.
coming sooner than Star Atlas, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say when it comes to like earning.
Hmm.
I can't really speak to, how much you can earn. That's one thing that, I'm still trying to wrap my head around. A lot of these projects, they're all play to earn, but it's just a matter of understanding how much you can earn. But when it comes to the actual platform and gaming, I do think that Big Time is they're a good front runner for onboarding the masses, because they're kind of, um, from my understanding, is they're really focused on bringing in gamers that um, don't understand blockchain that well, and they're really kind
Hmm.
of making it an easy transition. Blockchain is kind of the it's not the focal focus on that. It's not the focus on that game specifically. I don't know. I don't really want to. I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of being put in the background. Like everything is going to be in game, and you won't really know that it's going to be on blockchain. I should put it that way. So I do think that Big Time has a good chance on onboarding a lot of gamers that are just kids playing games that don't understand blockchain.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that don't. I mean, it's a pretty deep rabbit hole if you really think about it. You have crypto in general that's now just finally getting public, getting uh, recognized by the the general public, and then now everybody's starting to learn what NFTs are, but the general public still doesn't know what those are, and they're learning. And then you have different blockchains and cryptos and tokens, and then like at the bottom of that, you have to dig pretty deep to figure out or find blockchain gaming. So yeah, it's a deep rabbit hole. you know
It is, yeah, and I understand, when it comes to understanding it. And I mean, there's risks involved with it, and I think a lot of people are just a little bit afraid of it because they don't understand it, right? But as you know, if you are listening to this and you're hesitant on the blockchain space, it's just a matter of diving in and learning about it. You don't necessarily have to dish out any money or anything, but just get in the space, get to know people, join some guilds, check out some games, and really kind of surround yourself with individuals that know more than you about the space, and you'll catch on, just like I did.
Yeah, that's why I really love, you know, doing, the Moonman experience and having these conversations with, a lot of you intelligent people and being in this community because, I know a couple of things in life, but low key, like I have so much more to learn just about life in general. I'm so young and I love just learning from all these super intelligent people in this space and just sitting back and being like, wow, like this is a lot to take in and it's really fun to just learn and learn and learn. And, it inspires me to go for something crazy in life.
For
Um,
sure.
like you guys are all like crazy intelligent. And I mean, look at what you just did. You literally just came up with um, the first racing team in Star Atlas. And whether you know it or not, it's about to be number one in 4 or 5 years. And like, there's going to be weight to your name like that's going to ring bells through the Star Atlas metaverse in 5 years. And like it's now the number, it's probably going to be the biggest racing team because you're the first to do it and you're going to do it right. And it's just, yeah, there's going to be rewards that come with that, man. I mean, super
uh,
super smart move on your part, super smart
That's
play.
awesome. Well, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, and it's like I said, the whole purpose behind what we're doing with Supernova Racing and building this league out is just to get the community engaged. Get the community engaged, get their feedback. Build this out together rather than by myself. And it's really going to be a collaborative effort.
Hell yeah, man. Well, if you ever need anything, help with anything, and if I can ever assist you in anything, and my skill tree says I can do it, please let me know. Or my skill set maybe is a better way to word it. My skill set allows for me to help. Please let me know. This is
Absolutely,
something I want
man.
to be involved in, and I think it's going to be huge. You
Well,
know,
you're in. You're gonna have your own team, man. You're in, and you're gonna have to represent yourself. I love that.
let's go. LFG. Uh, is there anything else you want to leave the people with, man? Definitely tell them where they can find you, how they could possibly get into the Supernova Racing team, and all the goodies. Let them
Yeah,
know.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, as we mentioned, I am part of Deep Profits Guild. So, I'm on Discord, CryptoSonic, Twitter page, CryptoSonic as well. So, feel free to DM me. If you're interested in learning more about Supernova Racing, feel free to message me, and I'll definitely get you up to speed. And if you want to enter in and get your own guild involved, feel free to let me know as well. We'll get you in. We'll get you a patch and get your team formed.
Hell yeah, man! That patch is fire. That
Yeah,
patch is looking good. It's looking crispy.
I can't wait for all of them to be rolled out, all the teams to be set, and then just have them all in one page where you can view all the teams and
Yeah,
kind of like a standings page from like NASCAR or Formula One, that style. I think that's gonna be sweet.
I think that will be really cool. I think that will be really cool. And I'm looking forward to seeing like when the spaceships do become available for us to put like skins and paint jobs and stickers and all that stuff. Like I'm waiting for the customization day to come to see what
Totally.
like all the different race ships look like because um we know ships to look the way they look, from what we see on the marketplace and in movies and games and all this other stuff, right? Uh, but we've never seen a ship stickered up and tagged up and looking crazy like a race car in real life, right? In a race, how
Yeah.
they're all, sponsorships all over them and stuff like that. It's gonna be neat to see a spaceship like that.
Totally, man. And like going back to the guild members and guild leaders, if you're hesitant on it, there's definitely doors that can open up to you from, like what you just said, from advertising your own guilds, creating some sort of scholarship programs where individuals who can't afford to fly a ship or buy a ship can maybe fly a ship under your team name, for
Hmm.
example. And, if they win the race, then they get a certain percentage of the winnings or something like that. But it definitely opens up doors for all guilds to kind of get their name out, get their brand out, and then obviously use their skins and their ships, their racing ships, to advertise whatever they're working on. I think that's going to be pretty sweet too. Like you said, going to that marketing and advertising and branding standpoint, I think it's going to be awesome to see that.
Yeah, it is. And, these race teams, we're going to have to hire on, mechanics and people that like just to build ships and things like that. And we're going to need, um, you know, uh, uh, shipbuilding guilds that want to work with these teams that we could possibly get parts on a discount, things like that. So there's that aspect of things that builds careers for people if they're looking for something to do. So just racing in general is going to provide a lot of jobs, and I don't really want to call them jobs. It's really actually just going to be
Opportunities. Yeah,
opportunities. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's going to provide a lot of opportunities to the community. Whatever your skill set may be and whatever interests you, because not everybody
100%.
might might not be want to be a racer. Everybody might not want to do anything in racing other than just talk about racing and be a manager on a team. Or some people, like in the Armana group, they might just want to commentate, be commentator of a race or something like that. That might just be the thing they like to do.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, I
So
know
yeah,
for
man.
sure. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how it builds out, and I definitely hope that we can build it out to a point where it gets incorporated into the Star Atlas metaverse in the game in some way.
We're calling them out.
That's
Hey, put them in
that's
the game, yo. Put them in the
yeah,
game.
that's how it's gonna be. We just gotta get guilds on board and teams formed and get the hype out. I think it's gonna happen.
Hell yeah. Well, dude, thank you so much for coming on here and speaking with me. And this has to turn into a regular thing, and maybe once a month, or every couple of months or weeks or whatever the case may be. When we get some more updates and things continue to progress in the Supernova Racing world, we'll have to keep on coming on here and letting the people know what's going on. So they
I
can keep up
appreciate
with
that,
all
man.
that's
I
going on. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you having me on here, and big shout out to you and Archetype as well for creating those NFTs. So I definitely feel like we all gotta support each other in this space, and we all gotta grow together. So appreciate you supporting us and having me on, man. Big fan of yours. If you're not aware of Moon Man and who he is, give him a follow, subscribe to him, and listen to his stuff. It's really cool.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm humbled, and vice versa with Crypto Sonic. You guys need to get on it. If there's any racers out there looking for a team to be a part of, I think you might have found your home. So definitely give this one a listen. And yeah, man, thank you so much for coming on here. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to do this. And I can just barely even speak today. I'm so amped up. I'm so happy on a
Love
Sunday.
that.
But yeah, man. Yeah, thank you so much. That's all I gotta say. I'm just
Sweet, buddy.
so thankful.
Yeah,
All right.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, everybody, you've just listened to another episode of the Moonman Experience. Today we had on CryptoSonic, founder of Supernova Racing, and you guys are going to be in for a treat here in the future. These events are going to be some of the biggest in the Star Atlas metaverse, and we expect you all to be there. And if you're not there, hopefully you're in the race. Trying to get that first place. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you on the next one.